Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup, brought to you by the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. We are your co-hosts and founders of the network. That's myself, Andrew Gay, Mr. Tom Fox, and Gilbert Paiz, all in the studio here with me. And it's nice to have 3 full seats today. Sometimes when we're doing this weekly news roundup, some of us are busy, so all 3 of us are here today. So we're happy to have you with us. Good afternoon, gentlemen. How we doing? Living the dream.
Happy to be here.
All right. Yes. Hello. Tom's sitting across from us today. Okay. So let's get right to it. Tom, you want to do the honors and kick us off here?
Sure. I had a couple of stories that I wanted to raise for this week's episode, Andrew. The first is the Kerrville Commissioners Court, Kerr County Commissioners Court, has indicated they're going to hire a mental health professional. And I want to applaud the Kerr County Commissioners for making this decision. This mental health professional will be available to local law enforcement and emergency services for the county, for those, number one, within those organizations who might need a mental health professional, but number 2, to help assess if a mental health crisis might lead to something that would cause law enforcement or other to be involved. But because the remit for this professional, I think, will be a little bit even broader, it will be a resource for the county and the Commissioners Court. So I applaud them for hiring a mental health professional going forward. The second thing is I learned that the city of Kerrville will, at no cost, remove yard waste and brush from its residents. Hey. So if you've bagged up a bunch of brush or leaves, or you've done some kind of late spring cleaning and want to have that hauled away at no charge, the city of Kerrville will provide that for you. And I think that's a great service that our city provides. More importantly, it will be taken to the reclamation center and appropriately disposed of and utilized in a eco-friendly, if I can say that, manner. So shout out to the city of Kerrville. And if you're in the situation where you need some heavy waste, yard waste, and brush removal, give the city a call. So those are my 2 stories, Andrew.
Thank you for that, Tom. And is it considered late spring right now? I don't know. I feel behind. I feel like I should be cleaning more.
You're behind.
Okay. My wife would be inclined to agree with you, probably at all times throughout the entire year. All right, Gilbert, what do you got for us today?
Well, first of all, I wanted to say about Tom's story, maybe the county commissioners themselves can utilize the services of the mental health professional.
Sorry. Yeah, I know. Say that one more time. Yes. I didn't have your mic on.
Oh, sorry about that. Maybe the county commissioners themselves will take advantage of the mental health professional. I think there's a couple of them on there that might need some help. But to be fair, and I'm trying to be funny, but I think every one of us at one time or another in our lives will need mental health help. There's no shame in asking for it and utilizing it. So I'm not trying
That's
to.
Right. I agree with that.
Minimize.
But it's still funny.
And yes,
I just wanted to
I'm
make
just
a joke.
Trying to be funny. Yep. Okay. My 2 stories have to do with, number 1, today is Cinco de Mayo. And of course, if you're not familiar with Cinco de Mayo, it is the date that is celebrated primarily here in the U.S., interestingly enough.
That's kind of ironic, right?
It is very ironic. In fact, I did some research on the date myself today, and Mexico, the country, does not celebrate Cinco de Mayo. The only people in Mexico that really celebrate it are the people of Puebla. That's the little town where there was a battle in 1862 where the Mexican army defeated the French army, and that's what Cinco de Mayo is supposed to commemorate. And really, it's turned into more of a celebration here in the U.S. It celebrates Mexican culture more than anything else. So I guess there's no harm and no foul in celebrating something that really is not a big deal for the country of Mexico itself. But I guess, in our country, it's never a problem to appropriate somebody's holiday to celebrate. And
St. Patrick's Day.
There you go, St. Patrick's Day. That's a good example. One of the things I was also noticed when I was reading the story on a couple of the different websites, you can't believe everything you read on the internet, because I was on the Fox News page reading something about Cinco de Mayo, and one of the
Fox News,
one of the things that they attributed to Cinco de Mayo is the celebration of Fiesta in San Antonio, and if you're familiar with Fiesta in San Antonio, it does not commemorate Cinco de Mayo, not even close. It's the
Are you serious?
Yes, it said that in the story. I was like, what? That's not correct. Fiesta in San Antonio commemorates the Texas independence, and that's what that commemorates. It's got nothing to do with Cinco de Mayo.
It's a good reason right there to stay out of Fox News Network headlines.
Well, you have to remember that everything you read, you have to take it with a grain of salt. So that's my number one story, Cinco de Mayo. Oh, and today, May the 5th, there's a celebration of Cinco de Mayo at the Doyle Community Center from 5 to 8. There's going to be some music and snacks and drinks over there. Bring your own chairs. From what I understand, it's going to be outside, so you better bring your own chair, some shade, and maybe a fan, because boy, unless it rains, it's going to be really, really warm out there. And then tomorrow, May the 6th, on Saturday from 2 to 10 at Louise Hayes Park, our friend Michael Anthony is going to be having a Cinco de Mayo celebration. He's going to have music and games and food vendors and all kinds of stuff over there at Louise Hayes Park. May the 6th from 2 to 10. There's going to be a DJ and I think some live music too. So it's going to be
popping.
It's going to be popping in there too. You better take your own chair, some shade, and maybe your own cold drinks. I don't know if that's possible, but it's going to be hot. So you better be ready and be in shorts. I'm going to go out there in my bikini. So we'll have some fun.
Well, there's actually a chance of rain this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon too, and apparently for the next week. I know, right?
I don't know.
Tom's looking behind him. It's just straight up clear blue sky.
No clouds out there right now.
Thank you for that, Gilbert. That's a great segue into what I was going to talk about. My focus. Go ahead. Did I cut you off?
Wait, man. I haven't even finished my second story. Gee whiz, look at you.
I'm jumping the gun.
All right. This will be real quick, I promise. We've talked about it on the show a few times already. Election Day. Election Day is Saturday. If you're a city resident of Kerrville, if you're a resident of the KISD, Kerrville Independent School District, or the Hunt School District, or the Ingram ISD, you have some things that you need to vote on. And of course, if you live in Kerrville, you may or may not participate in the KISD election, but it's really important that I think people get out there and vote. They had early voting for the past 2 weeks, but that's over with and done. Tomorrow's the final day to vote. And if you live in Kerrville and you want to vote at the main election place, it's going to be at the Callow Center from, I think 7 in the morning to 7 in the evening. So you've got plenty of time tomorrow to get out there and get it done. There'll be a lot of people out there, I'm sure, voting with you that didn't get to do it during early voting, but tomorrow's the election. Go make your voice heard. It doesn't matter who you're voting for, but be informed and get out there and vote.
Do it. I agree. And I think we've all early voted. So
yeah, I really early voted too.
That's right. Okay, can I go now?
Yes, right, you can go.
So back to my Cinco de Mayo segue. What I was going to say and about the rain is that we heard from on the lead this morning, one of our meteorologist friends, Richard McAllister, mentioned that there is a chance of rain in the afternoon all the way through the next week, including tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm participating in a golf tournament, and I wanted to turn the focus towards this weekend. A couple of things that are happening in addition to the Cinco de Mayo events that Gilbert mentioned. One is Tinsley Realty is having their first annual golf tournament at River Hill tomorrow, and the beneficiary is Gunny's Warriors. And I think several of us know them, know the work that they're doing right here in our backyard, in our local community. It's very important work, and they're raising awareness about some really needed material here in our local community. So I'm really excited about that. Even though there is a chance of rain, we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, go. Be sure to go and attend, because yours truly over here, Andrew and Gilbert, in our other business, we are sponsors of one of the. Did we sponsor a golf hole or did we?
No, it was just the tournament in general.
There we go. Okay, we sponsored something in the tournament, so it's a very worthy cause. Blast injuries for veterans.
That's right.
Veterans that are suffering from blast injuries.
And the couple that run that, Jan and Mike, just have a really powerful story. So great stuff. Anyway, so that was one. The second thing I wanted to mention was what's happening in Ingram on the Guadalupe River this weekend. There is this is a story from the Daily Times. Shout out to the Daily Times. This is a picture. I guess this is probably from last year, but they do what they call the duck derby, and there's a bunch of rubber ducks that are released. It's a fundraiser. It's at the Hill Country Arts Foundation, and it's hosted by Ingram Elementary School Parent Teachers Organization out there. So that's happening Saturday. The event is from 5 to 7:30 p.m. I'm sorry, that's tonight. I said tomorrow. It's not tomorrow. It's tonight from 5 to 7:30 p.m. So if you're looking for something to do out there in West Kerr County, that looks like it'll be super exciting. I mean, who can't get like jazzed up over a bunch of yellow rubber duckies, man? That's great.
I've never been to that. I've always seen it. I've always heard about it, but I've just never made the time to go over there and check it out. Maybe I'll do that today.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I think that will do it for us.
I have one more.
Oh yeah. What you got? Y'all are just full of it today. That's great. Bring it on. Come on.
Not Kerrville centric, but I have to acknowledge the coronation of King Charles III tomorrow in London at Winchester Cathedral. He will be coronated at 9 a.m. Kerrville time, I think 3 p.m. They'll put the crown on his head. So if you remember the last coronation of Elizabeth II in 1953, first of all, kudos to you.
That means you're older than dirt.
I missed that one, but I'm not going to miss this one. So shout out to Charlie. King Charles III finally is going to have the crown put on his head.
Let's hope Meghan and Kate get into a fight. Oh, that would be cool.
Gilbert just wants to see the drama in the headlines.
It's like going to one of your weekend family get-togethers.
That's right. I'll tell you what, Fox News is probably right about that, I'm sure. You know?
That's right. Right.
Okay, guys. All right. Anything else to add before we jump off?
Nope, I'm good. Thanks.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful, safe weekend. Get out there and do something, even though it's supposed to be a little warm. Hopefully the weather holds for you, and we will catch you back here next week, next Friday. Thank you so much. See you then.